Having troubles connecting, please. Welcome to the Dirty Snow Podcast, Season 5, Episode 5. We're 5 shows into this season. We are coming off PVR up in Ironwood, and we're heading into USSA Pro Star Cup Tour in Ironwood.
Yeah, we were up there Sunday for a great showing of PVR. They ran all their finals on Sunday. They saved the track on Saturday. The track looked really good, really racy. And it was just great to be back at Ironwood for the first time in several years.
Yeah, it felt amazing. You know, when we pulled in the parking lot on Sunday, because we missed Saturday, got some other priorities going on. But we made it up there for the big one, the Decker Triple Crown first round start. And we parked the car and we seen the grandstands, and I think it was an improvement. Looking at it, the aluminum bleachers they put in, I was impressed. I think it cleaned it up. The original grandstands are historic, but this cleaned it up, and I heard they got potentials of possibly putting like a lean-to over the top of the current grandstands and some add-ons. They're doing the right thing. It looks cleaner. It looks more professional.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the Go-Gibbet County Fairgrounds, and Greg Basom, the promoter, has done a great job. Track and the stands area looks really good. So I know they're working with the fair board up there. And yeah, it's different. It was really different walking up, and there's no grandstands, there's no horse barn, no hayloft. Definitely different, but you enter the track in the same area. Front wall looks really nice. And the bleachers, you know, they were safer to walk on the few times that I walked on them. So,
well, you know, the one thing that never changes Ironwood, when you're walking through the paddock and you're looking at that gap and you see a sled go by at 80 or 90 or whatever, you know, just shy of 100 on the big sleds, it still shoots that shock down your back of your spine, where it's just it's just a glimpse. It's a 10-foot gap that you watch, and it's amazing. That is the one thing I remember from my first race up on Ironwood, and it hasn't changed the way the fence is laid out.
No, they're hauling the mail for sure on some of the bigger classes, Supermod and F500, get cruising pretty well. The track looked good. They did some reshaping of a few of the corners. The dog leg kind of out of 4 isn't there as much. It's not sweeping corners. Looked safe. There's a few incidents, but you're gonna have that.
You're gonna have that when guys are pushing stuff to the limit, and first weekend for a lot of the guys in the States. And yeah, I bet you they'll have a little chat at the drivers' meeting about using their head and getting into the event, and for sure making sure they stay under control and don't race bumpers. You got to race the racetrack at the end of the day, where you got to be smart on these things.
Yeah, there's a few incidents. We're not going to talk about them. No, I think there might have been one broken wrist I saw in one class.
No idea. Sure, I don't really look into that as a racer. You don't really
you don't want to see that stuff.
Know any of it. Yeah.
Ambulance stayed parked pretty much the whole time we were there, so that's good to see. But if you want to throw the screen up, we can hit the weekend results.
You got it, boss. Wait. It says There we go.
There we go. All right. Dirty Snow weekend results from Ironwood at PVR. So the first leg of the Decker Triple Crown, you had Brad Kolchak and Derek Meyer over Colton Walney. Great race.
We'll chat on this after results.
We'll bring up. Yes,
Yeah.
This probably the best race I've seen in a long time as far as side-by-side racing.
Yeah, you get that one lap shootout. It turns out to be a cool ending and a sketchy one. You
Yes.
get that second wind, let's call it.
Absolutely. Moving over to Supermod 440, Lucas Nast, all the way from the East Coast, picked up the win over Eric Proctor and Gavin Lashcock.
Yeah, he had a power plant like no other, and he put a show on for sure in the 440 class, the 800 class, and everything he raced in, he put a show on for the boys, and it shows there's a lot of power out in on the East Coast and a lot of talent coming over here.
Yeah, he said he's got to do the whole back and forth thing over the next couple weeks, but he was pretty happy with the result. I think he left his champ parked on Sunday. He said there's a small vibration, didn't want to make it worse for the wear, thinking big picture.
I'm thinking he should have ran the shit out of it.
Maybe, yeah.
But,
you never know.
Sabrina always said there was vibration on the sled, so that's where the sled came from the Gifford camp or Samson camp.
Yeah. Moving over to IFS Snow Pro 340. This was the result for 340 and 340X. Brent Miller over Jesse Wergen and Ben Aubrey. Super cool to see those old Snow Pros still out there. And then Superstock 340, Jesse Wergen over Ryan Lislow and Tim Paulbecki. The full results are posted over on PVR's Facebook page. It is the official Pro Vintage Racing page. So for all the classes, if we only select a handful of them. Upcoming schedule for the month of January as we wind into the new year. Snowmobile Olympus is up USSA is heading to Snowmobile Olympus this weekend.
4th and 5th.
4th and 5th is race day. The 3rd is this Friday. It is a practice day. So
is it going to be a practice day?
Weather
or is
pending.
It practice on the 4th and 5th as well in the morning?
Both.
Both. Okay.
So we talked to some USSA people. This is from them. They are making ice. The track held up really well last weekend. They are making ice the next couple days. It's supposed to be perfect ice making conditions. They're going to have a slight amount of lake effect snow potential, but practice on Friday from 1 to 3. That's weather pending and ice condition pending, like always. They're going to try to get you out 2 times per sled. And then Saturday and Sunday, hot laps 8 to 9. Drivers meeting at 9:10, racing at 9:30. And then they're going to run more or less their normal show with a few variations with the Decker Triple Crown being thrown in there. But Champ or Pro Star Cup, round 1's at 11, round 2's at 12:15, round 3 at 1:30, the LCQ at 2:15, and the final at 3 o'clock. And that will be live on USSAProstar.tv. There's a link on USSA's website for that, for the subscription. It will be live streamed.
Let's chat a little in the show on live streaming and potential scams we got to watch out for.
Yeah,
let's do that. We'll throw that out there because it's going to happen. The Indian dudes and the guys in Africa love to watch snowboard racing too and take your money.
Yes, there was a fake PVR Facebook page that came up on my suggested friends.
Yeah,
it had 3 mutual friends, so I don't know who fell for it.
A lot of people do. It happens. They duplicate everything. We'll just chat on it after we get through the schedule stuff.
Yes, and the Decker Triple Crown Leg 2 will happen Saturday as well up at Ironwood. So the big show is Saturday. Moving on in the schedule, we got the Vintage WC, the 24th running of the Vintage World Championship. That is January 9th through the 12th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Craig and the WCDC crew just put out a video. I believe they had some early trailer parking on Tuesday if you're coming to throw hay bales.
And a meal and
stuff afterwards.
And some drinks, possibly.
Then parking is normally Wednesday. I believe that's the same for both weeks. Parking's on Wednesday. So the 62nd running of the WC is the following weekend, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, good stuff. They put out a post. Go look at it. But news out of that is that they're doing the qualifying draw
Media day.
a little different Thursday. You need to be registered if you are going to be racing for the WC, the final race on Sunday. You need to be registered by 4:00 that Thursday. That'd be the 16th. And then 5:00, you need to get your tail over to the Snowmobile Hall of Fame in St. Germain, Wisconsin.
And this is only drivers for the WC class.
Yep, drivers and their crew.
The WC class crew.
They're having a media day, media presence for the drivers. We don't know who's all involved, but there's going to be a lot of media there. Hopefully, Dirty Snow gets an invite.
We're waiting for that phone call,
waiting
right?
for the phone call.
We'll be there no matter what. As a driver and normally be part of the crew no matter what, friend. So, I'll for sure have some support there.
Speaking of call, there's your cell phone ringing right now. But so that's something different happening this year. That's where drivers will pick their qualifying draw. It's kind of giving me that NASCAR like Bud shootout draw where you get all the drivers there and they'd sit around and like pull their start number out of like the beer can or something like that.
Yeah, remember the aluminum cans? And I remember Kyle Busch and a few of the guys were betting when they were drawing it and doing some side parlays on that. But please don't use Bud Light cans. I'd prefer Sundrop or something else. Wisconsin, maybe carbless cans, a Wisconsin-based company. But Bud Light is not the drink of snowmobile racing.
Yeah, not right now. So that's what's happening for the month of January. CMPR, we did not forget about you guys. They did put out a post that their Spicer, Minnesota event had to cancel due to ice conditions. That was supposed to run January 18th. Good news is you could still register for WCDC, make the trip on over if you'd like to race that weekend. And then CMPR is back January 25th at Sauk Center, Minnesota. We didn't forget about you. I just didn't have room to put it on the screen.
Correct.
So,
but that wraps up our early part of January.
And then some people we got to thank that support the show on top of all the people watching. The guys over at Woody's Traction Products.
Keeping the action in traction.
Yeah. I think they usually got a lot of money up at Eagle River for the race to the whole shot. Rick over at Papa Seasonings.
The best out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rick, I used this stuff the other day. I made some venison with it.
I'm out.
I'll have to get you some Emperor One CBD products here at the Emperor One studio. PJR Home Services. I think that's it. That's it for that set of slides.
That's what we got.
That's what we got.
All right. It's us. Where should we take off? We went through that. We'll jump on the scammer thing since we're kind of in news stuff. You're going to watch for added common friends. They're going to take the same exact photo, profile photo as normal. They're going to have multiple posts that are exact duplicates and copies and photos posted as the real page. And then once a live event starts, like say it's that race weekend, they will start to post links to a live stream. Do not click on those links. Those links will take you to a scam. We've talked about this in years prior. It's always going to be there. A lot of people have a lot of time in third world countries and they love snowmobile racing and making money off of people.
Yeah. So make sure send grandma and grandpa the correct link, stuff like that. So no one loses out any money or gets scammed. Watch out for the Facebook friend requests. Not just the links. Stuff like
they're
that. Really
obvious that, when even if they have multiple friends, Eagle River is not going to create multiple pages. Wassa 525 is not going to create a Wassa 525 Facebook friendable page. It's always a likeable page, and the scammers usually create friend request pages so they can put it in your face and it shows up in your comments or likes or similarities. And report the pages if you see it. Go to the top corner, report page. If it's not the real deal, guys. We got to stay on top of this because if we can push them out, it's better for the sport and drive traffic to the right places.
Absolutely. From Matt, I can't pronounce your last name, Matt, but CMPR is working on an alternate location. I'm guessing that's for the Spicer date. I got to meet Matt this weekend at Ironwood. He's with Fowler Products and HP Racing. So thanks, Matt.
Well, it looks like we got Rico.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah. Safe Flag Man. Thanks for joining us. We got Crew Chief Cody in the chat. Man, that's awesome to see.
Yeah, good stuff. Happy New Year's to everyone else out there.
So what do you think about WDC doing media day? How do you feel, Norm, and where does that bring you?
I like that. We talked about it. We did a little bit of it last year with USSA and WASA. It is definitely what the sport needs from a professional standpoint. It needs to be presentable, marketable, and I think putting content out there, quality content, whether it's through guys like John over at Snowgoer or through Racers Page. I like, you look at Snowcross and some of the photographers.
What do you think of
it's top notch.
Blaine stuff that was put out after Canada? I thought that was great little short clips.
Yeah, I like that. The reels, that's the hot thing on Facebook, TikTok is reels. That's what's popular. The sub 30-second attention grabbers.
Yeah, and getting the colors they brought in, it makes the sport look sexy.
Yes, it does. I'm gonna say. Yes, we gotta
get those slow-mo clips and them clean shots of the corners, even if it's a single sled or that tight image, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I like that stuff. I think any media is positive media in a sport that needs a little more. So hats off to Eagle River and their guys on making a media day kind of mandatory for the WC guys. I know
I've never been to the museum there.
No,
so I'm really excited to do it and bring history in from previous races to the current one. And it really will be neat to go see those sleds, and maybe there'll be some legends there and other things to tell stories and really make it fun. And let's just hope they capture on video.
Yeah, 100% correct there. I think that's the perfect location. I don't want to hear any drivers or crews griping that they got to go to Saint Germain. It's 25 minutes down the road. It's a positive for you and for the sport. Okay, you gotta play along. You want to play, you got to play along.
I think there should be a penalty if you don't show up.
I agree.
If you don't show up and show that you stand behind the group and trying to grow in a positive way, you should get penalized.
100%. I think
it sounds ruthless, but it's
part of it.
It's part of it. This is racing. You want to race under these books. You want to sign this paper. You want to race with this association or at this facility. You step up to the plate as well, just like the facility had to.
Yep, 100%. You look at it. Look at Ty Majeski wins the NASCAR Truck Championship. He got fined $12,000 for missing media day to go vote.
Yeah,
part of it.
I don't know how that may be, but and some guys travel a long distance, but it's a big deal. It's showing that these people are trying to step up and they are doing something different and they're trying to promote it. If it's in the local small paper, if it's in this, it supports the local restaurants in Saint Germain that sponsor the track. It supports many things.
Absolutely. And we didn't forget about Paul Sockwell. Dorchester is running January 25th as well.
Yes, on the newly configured land track.
Yeah. And Wasa's 25th and 26th as well.
That's later in the month.
Later in the month.
We
didn't. We can only fit 2-3 weeks on the schedule page, but 100% support the Saint Germain media day deal.
It's great for the museum too. That museum we got to keep it. We got to preserve history. If we don't, we're going to lose a lot of beautiful pieces of equipment.
And there's a lot there. So
one thing that popped up over this weekend that intrigued me was I seen a post on Facebook going, "Hey, was there any photographers at this racetrack of Ironwood Vintage Weekend?" And it made me start to think about being a photographer at a track. And I went, why would I want to be a photographer at a racetrack? And it ran a lot of questions through my mind, like what's in it for the photographer other than, being a big fan of the sport? Are they getting paid anywhere? The association's bringing them in. There's a lot of questions. Like, Norm, have you thought about that stuff? Or is it just me that gets this odd feeling like we are having less photographers at a racetrack because they're not getting the support of people buying their photos or, even kicking them, just tipping them cash to be there? It costs a lot of money for somebody to get a hotel room, a pit pass, is do it on their own time. And all of us racers, I hate to say it, we expect someone to be there and we take the photos.
Let's take it for granted.
I'm serious. Now that I look at it more and on the side of owning equipment, we have $5,000 in cameras sitting around, and it's not a cheap thing to just go do and take a weekend of photography with the battery issue alone in the cold weather.
Yeah. So, and hats off to the photographers that do it. Tom Judith, Brad Melgrim, longtime photographers. We don't know their details why they were there, if they're worked out with the association, but yeah, there's a handful of people there. You had a lot of fans live streaming, a lot of teams videoing, which is good. But yeah, I think that needs to be talked about. You got Ben for Eagle River Speed Shot and their crew. So yeah, it's different. I guess with us doing photography and videography stuff, it is definitely
changes your view.
Yes. Yeah. I learned a lot in the last couple of years doing it. It's a lot of work on the editing side if you do video.
Even still shot
And
photos
still
and
shots.
editing and making sure you understand there's nothing in the background when you take a shot, which you have to do more work to remove later. And then your color contrast of going in and doing every photo with a filter or some form of edit to clean it up a hair, because it's not always perfect when you shoot through the lens.
Yes, absolutely. Howard, I cannot forget Andre, Bonsai Productions. See him hopefully at Eagle River here coming up.
Yeah, he'll be out no matter what. He follows the Samson team pretty close.
Yeah, but no, it is definitely something that needs to be talked about. That I think pretty much all associations need like a true photographer. I don't know the ins and outs of everything.
I just brought it up.
But I think the drivers, you shouldn't just get a free picture out of the deal. Or I know like Tom Luce is very good at doing pictures. Then he'll do your driver cards too. Support those guys. Support. It's not much fun. It was fun this weekend. It was 35 degrees out.
It's not fun normally.
Last year at Eagle River when it was 5 on Friday Night Thunder, and camera batteries lasted 5 minutes before I had to switch them out in the pocket with a hand warmer. Not very much fun. But support those guys. There's a good group that go to these events that deserve the recognition. They take really good photos and videos, stuff like that. I'll post some of our stuff. I don't think we're good enough.
I didn't take any photos.
We didn't take a lot
that are still photos. It's not our main target. No. Our lenses aren't really built right for it. We have a 200 millimeter lens, which is mostly video, with the frame rate.
There's a few stuff on from the F500 race.
We do some still photos in that case is because it's easy. Stuff's not moving fast. Yeah. When you start moving fast, you got to be. It's a different setup.
We don't have that $18,000 lens like Bonsai does.
The king of lenses is our boy Bonsai for sure.
So he had some good stuff. But yeah, it was good. Great seeing. Yeah, Kurt Krieger, great seeing you. Same with.
But I just wanted to bring that to it. I don't know. We gotta if we gotta start GoFundMe's or something to make these photographers have this a lot more easy, or figure out how to catch them. A team could catch them a room or something like buy them a dinner. I don't know if you can go about this as a sport or I'd love to see more hired photographers that are with independent teams. At least in the champ world, I see it with Blaine. I've seen it with Gunnar in the past with the Red Bull deals. I'd like to see more of that come into, yes, it's a little expense on the team, but it really creates a different image than a general photographer would touch on, which is really neat. It gives you the inside possibly of a trailer, or even Blaine doing the blog stuff. Let's see more teams do interesting things like that.
You want to make the sport grow? Media.
We got to make the sport grow. And it comes with short clips and stuff to make the sport catch an eye to get a new fan in the stands.
Yes. So back to Ironwood.
Yes.
Ironwood. Thanks to the PVR guys. They got us in. Steve got us in the pit area, signed a waiver and all that good stuff. Talked to, Chris. The race, they went very smooth. We got there like 5-6 races into the show. They were done by 2:30.
It was really smooth.
The 5-hour show. Plow breaks were pretty quick. I think, Greg and his team up in Ironwood did a great job. They put down a lot of water. Track looked good. It is, for all the modern guys worried about this weekend, there is plenty of ice.
I think the warm weather really saved them. I think the warm weather made the track hold up better than usual. I always say warm ice always lasts longer than cold ice because it doesn't blow out and shatter. And it really helped this weekend go smooth. And they truthfully had to just clean it up, and they were starting to lay water right after the race weekend.
Yeah. Yep. And good cold temps this next 2 weeks. 10-day forecast looks good for pretty much all the tracks that we're going to hit up between here and Eagle River. They should be able to water a ton. So yeah, good stuff there.
Let's talk Triple Crown.
Yeah,
it was a great showing. 24 entries, 10 sleds in the front row started up in Ironwood. Really good showing. I don't know how to say it anyway else. They had a great final. The heats
were Saturday.
Were fun to see the clips that I did catch of certain teams putting stuff out there. Just pure raw battling. This is the perfect class for a fun event like this. A spec class makes it not just about equipment. It's about the rider, which showed throughout the main how tight the racing was. Guys were in groups of 3. Yeah, you had your breakaway guys. Some of your guys just have tons of talent, and they do get a good breakaway in a long run, and they can hit their marks every lap, and they're breathing, and they're not getting the arm pump. Some of the guys might be a little out of shape, but that's part of racing, and it shows, some stuff handles better, some stuff set up more comfortably. This is only a lot of guys first round or maybe second round of the year. There's tons of gain with race weekend and race weekend and race weekend. There was some surprises. Kendra didn't make the final. That was a big surprise for me. There was some other ones that didn't make the finals. It was just like, wow, these are guys that were winning last year and top contenders, and they missed it on this weekend of 24 entries. When you go to that elimination, it puts stress on you. You have a mistake, it's out. It's not points heat race racing anymore. This is in or out. And I really like that layout.
Yeah, I think the layout's really good. Like you said,
I believe that does change with USA though. It goes back to a points and not an elimination.
For
PVR does elimination
to get
in
the final, yes.
And USSA will do a point system to get into the final.
And
a little different.
But I think the racing was very well. I think how it's going to lay out, you're going to have 5 or 6 people that are for sure going to be in your final at Manawa. And then you're going to have that 6th through 10th place. That is going to be really tight because you could have, someone that missed the first round final make it the second, third round. You could have someone else fall out. Those last couple of spots, I think, are going to be really tight. And then the LCQ, 11th through 20th in points, it's going to be tight.
Let's talk about that. So 1 through 10, you will get your race. You're not just you're racing for points, but you're truthfully racing for a ticket. 1 through 10 will get a ticket for the big show at Manawa. 11 through 20 is the LCQ invite, I'm going to call it.
Yes, that is 1 through 10 gets a formal invite.
Yep,
from the Decker Triple Crown. You'll
Could
get
be cowboy hats. I don't know. Maybe a big ticket.
Big ticket.
I hope they do something
like
fun.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, big golden ticket. You punched it to the final.
And you get a silver ticket for the LCQ invite, a little one,
yeah,
and like a 6x8.
Yeah, you never know. So
when they lose it in the mail.
Yeah, that'd be that'd be terrible. I think they'll know who's in the top 10.
Some interesting thoughts is, how are they going to in Manawa do the start? Let's see some comments. Let's say they do old school. We're going to go with paper clips on the side of a bucket, and you grab one, or hanging clips, whatever, clothes hanger clips.
Oh yeah, clothespins.
Clothespins. On the side of a bucket, you randomly pick one, and that's how you start for your first 10 on the front row. Or should we go off of the points that they earned and worked in blood, sweat, and tears for? To get you that first pick. Or do you go first pick from points, pick spot online, and then you go left, right, or not left, right, but choice of left or right?
I think so. Your number one qualifier gets to pick where on the line he wants to start. It could be bottom, could be top, could be middle. And then second gets to choose
left or right,
where they want to go choice, and so on down. And then obviously your LCQ is back row.
Those guys, yeah, they just
that way the points should be for your start. For one, be the top 10, and then for your starting spot.
So we don't have any information on it. We're just throwing feelers out there. We love to see stuff in the chats, comments. If you want clothes hanger clips,
clothespins,
or earned spots. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of fun to see what people are thinking on that, and then we'll dive into how that final truly ran down.
Yes. So if you weren't at Ironwood, F500, the leg one of the Decker Triple Crown, it was the last race of the day. It was a 7-lap final. 2 reds.
2 reds in.
2
Second
reds.
red in, yes.
And
Pretty
then
steep one.
Yeah, it was a first lap kind of one. Leader hit the bail, inside bail.
That was second lap.
Second
you
lap.
did that mistake.
Second lap. Yeah. First lap was
inside. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was a red stagger start. A couple sleds got picked up. And that one got to continue. And then there was 2 more, I think.
There was only 2 reds in the full race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
2 restarts.
Restart with the whole field took the white flag. They're talking about it in the comments right now. Whole field took the white, and then a red came out. Leader did not take the checkered yet. Todd from
Leader had a great lead.
Good big lead.
Like we're not talking 2 sleds or lengths or 5. We're talking we're talking quarter straights, and then line up, nose to tail is a tough bullet to bite.
And you got in some bad ice, spun. And it went green checkered. You had 1 lap shootout, which exciting race. They kept it clean. Fan wise, they kept it. I think there's 7 sleds left on the ice. Kept it clean. And that's part of it. I know some people are that should be green, white, checkered, 2 laps, which
I thought the rule laid out like everybody takes the white. I thought the race was dead. No, we went and read the book. It's actually race director appeared it, and the leader must take a checkered is what it actually states. So
Todd from ISO PVR guys went to Todd, discussed it right on the front stretch. They made the right call. It was the correct call. It was still very racy. Didn't work out for a couple individuals. I'm sure they lost some spots, some clips, but we'll show the clips.
If you like to pop up your screen, then I'll bring it in.
Yes.
And we'll show our clip from our camera. Oh, pause it. You don't have your screen shared, buddy.
Oh, I don't.
In the bottom corner.
Give me 1 second. Keep talking in the comments. We like it.
We love it. If you see what people are thinking, okay, we got some other stuff. All right,
let me go full screen here.
Okay.
This is from our clip. Brandon took this from the infield.
So this is not directly.
This is not directly,
but it is deceiving.
It is deceiving.
What do you guys think in the comments? Tell me 10 or
257.
257.
We know the ruling. We're just
having fun with it. What do you see from this angle?
And PVR made the right call. We're not calling anyone out. This is just why angles and track cams are so important for stuff like this.
Sound on that too?
Yes. Give me 1 second here.
I don't want to hear the sound. It's loud.
Come on. Okay, so this is real time from our camera from the infield. It's not directly across from the start finish line.
Who would you go with? What did you see there, Norm? In that clip.
So I was on the outside of the racetrack, right by the track on off, and from my angle, Brad Kolchak, the 257, had it by like 2 feet.
See, from my angle here,
and from your angle
with the camera, it looks like the 10's got it.
Looks like the 10 had
it. Is it distance deception?
It is definitely where you are on the racetrack.
So we have it in slow, right?
We have it in slow motion.
Okay, we'll play it in slow.
That.
See, right there, if you're like
it's
watching
so
the tips, it's like,
it's
oh
so
man,
close.
He has it. The 10's got it. And I'm like, this is over.
And
the kid wins. 14-year-old dominates F500 this weekend.
And unfortunately, Derek was the leader at that last red by a little bit. So
if they would have gave him, 4 sud links, that was the difference. Right
I know.
There.
If he went,
if they went to stacked them and they gave him that four links,
sled links, there it is. And that happens.
Right there.
That's how it's always been. And I know it's disappointing if you're a Derek Meyer fan, but there's no saying that, next time he won't be in second, the leader spins off the line, he gets a win out of it. That happens. This is just about why angles and cameras we're feeding our point on why they're important,
very important,
or transponder loops for the future. And then this next clip came from PVR. They made the right call. And this is a fast clip. So there's the restart. Derek spun on the inside.
There's some 4 sled links we're talking about.
Yep. Coming to the checkered, edit it down. how did they make that call? And we muted the audio on the video, but they called it correctly, 100% correctly.
So can you go frame by frame in there, Norm, a little, like with the mouse? Okay.
Okay, back enough.
So look at this.
This was third place.
This is even harder to judge, actually.
Yeah, that was for third.
This clip shows it. You know, I'm just going off cone, but there's your difference right there. Camera deception was happening with Brandon on the front stretch.
Yeah, with you on the front from where I was, because we talked about it on the front stretch. I'm like, no, 257 had 2 feet.
The race group did the right thing here. And I have to say, this is awesome by what.
There's the picture we got.
Yes.
So hats off to PVR and Jen and scoring for videoing it. That was a great race.
The flagman's look at that, man. And Todd is like, I don't know.
Yeah,
this is a tough one.
And I don't even
want to talk.
We have it slowed down. So
this is frames. Yeah, we went by frames.
They did a great job making this call. And as a race fan, from a race fan's perspective, that is the best finish you can ask for.
Yeah, Jen Peckus did send us this video, so video credits to Jen. Thanks, Steve. We weren't going to forget about it. Your head scorer was the queen of the weekend.
Yes. So good job on all the PVR staff for making the call. That was great racing.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Sorry for the Meyer camp. I hate to say it, the spin got you guys, but
it happens.
It happens. And if you ask guys like Colt Delandria and some famous ones of the WC, restarts kill.
Yeah, that happens. But
they wreck weekends sometimes.
It was a great finish. PVR crew did a great job. Hats off to those guys and gals. Like I said, it went really smooth. Racing was done fairly early. If we didn't stick around at the end, we would have been home 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
we chatted with some friends and guys in the hot building, and we had a ball catching up with fans and friends, and a lot of people supporting us that, you know, we always don't see in the chat, but they do watch it later in the day or when they're driving the next morning to work. So it was really fun hearing people's stories and how they go out and listen to our show.
Yes. So, and again, thanks to Jen for sending us the video. Great call. Great job on that. That's why it's so important. And she always says, she's like, yeah, I video. She's like, if I see the white flag come out and they're neck and neck, she's like, I start the video. And they did a great job. She knew it was a 1 lap restart, so she's videoed early, and hats off to those guys. That was great.
Yeah. Wow. Look at this. Have you seen this? This is hot news in the chat. We got from Dave Sarna himself, the head of Manoa Snowmobile, says it's not just going to be a triple crown with a $10,000 check. We're talking a briefcase full of $10,000.
That's pretty cool. Now to get some security to walk them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a
casino.
Oh boy,
they want a hand pay.
No taxes on that money.
Yeah, that should be. It should be cash. You know?
Cash is king.
Pay tax on the rifle. That's more than $600 in prize money. So, that's looking forward to Ironwood this coming weekend. With USSA, they will have it live streamed, like we said.
And the big final Triple Crown will be live streamed as well.
Yep, Decker Triple Crown will be live streamed. Steve just messaged me about live streaming at Wassa for the PVR race.
It's going to be handcuffed to the security guard coming in.
Be handcuffed to himself. Dave, yeah, he'll have it handcuffed to himself.
Oh.
So yeah, it was a great job this weekend by PVR and the whole Ironwood crew. Please go support that track. First time up there in 3 or 4 years, and it was great. Food was good. Bloody Marys were good.
Yeah, I'd say the Bloody Marys are good, but I heard they're going to have a super special Bloody Mary.
I think we talked him into it.
I think Miss Meyer did. She told him you need the extra spice and the pickles and the love made, for the $2 upcharge.
That was I said he's got the standard Bloody Mary, and then if you want the one with the fixins, $2 upcharge for I believe it was the Aurora Community Club that was running the food booth.
They were a great hoot to talk to. Good group of people. They do a lot for that community, the Aurora Community Club.
Yeah. So that was Ironwood. We're hitting Ironwood round 2. I don't know if you're going to be there. You're going to be testing, I think, this weekend. You said.
Yeah, I got some fitting on a sled today, and we did some changes, and just getting me to fit. I'm a little different size than John was on the sled, and we had to move some stuff around with my lengthy ass legs. And I didn't notice I had long legs and a short torso until today.
I got that
when
T-Rex.
I was told that. Yeah.
Got that
I don't have
vibe.
T-Rex arms though. These things are long.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I will be up at Ironwood Saturday, trying to go around, talk to people, see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll see if
see some other people and see if I can talk to people and get some clips. So yeah, definitely go support Ironwood this weekend. We'll hope to see you up there, and I think that's about it for us, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go celebrate New Year's. We're gonna wrap up this 2024, and we're gonna be ready for 2025 with the next show.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Enjoy the New Year's. Be safe out there.
See you next year.
See you next year.